I would like to introduce Johana Segura. She is the owner of 24/7 Nightingale Home Care, and we're very excited to have her on today. Known her a few years, so we're excited to hear about her business and how she got it up and going and everything about it. So, Johana, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Alrighty, well, I'm a Latina and I have two beautiful children. I was born in Peru, and my parents actually migrated to the US in 1989. And we lived and went to school in Alameda County until my parents bought a home out in Contra Costa County. And we moved out here in 2001. And in 2001, I actually started my career in home care. So I've been in home care since 2001. I went to school in Pacific Union College for 1 year. I also did some community college. I went to nursing school and got my LVN from there and continued working through all this with home care. And in 2019, I decided to start my own company.
So, what inspired you to enter this line of work?
Uh, well, I always knew I was going to be in the medical field. I just didn't know how. I thought maybe a doctor, nurse, something. My grandmother was a nursing assistant in her early days. My mother's a nurse. Her sisters are nurses. Her brothers are doctors. My sister's a nurse. My cousins are nurses and doctors. So I don't
It's
think
in
I
the
had a
blood.
way out. Yeah, it's in the blood. I don't think I had a way out.
You
So
had no option.
yeah. So yeah, my mom kind of actually forced me to get a job in home care because I was happily working at Starbucks. I had thought maybe Starbucks was going to be my career. So my mom was like, "No, you're going to do some home care. I'm going to show you what you're going to do, and you're going to try it. And if you don't like it, then you get out of it and go back to Starbucks." And obviously, I liked it.
And now you've been in it ever since.
Yep, exactly, exactly.
So back in 2019, you opened 24/7 Nightingale.
hmm
What was that like opening your own business?
It was scary. I took some time before I decided to open my business to interview. So I interviewed for other positions also in home care, and they were, very gracious to offer me positions. And I, decided to take some time and decide what I was going to do. So I looked at my options and I decided that it was going to be now or never. All these companies were great, but none of them had the same values and vision that I did for home care. So I thought it was the perfect time.
And Kevin had asked, how was the jump from working with a company to starting your own?
It was great.
Your own boss.
Of course, it's scary financially, especially, but it's been great, especially with this whole shelter in place.
So from when you decided to open your own business to when it actually got up and running, how long was that?
Um, it took about 8 months. So to be a home care organization, you have to go through the state and do an application for licensing, and that took forever. It was put the application in on March. I heard back from the state in April to make some changes to my application, and I drove my paperwork the next day after I had made the corrections and dropped it off, and it was stuck there for till about October. In October, Brian Nunley from the city of Concord, we had been networking and talking about my business. He checked in on me and asked me on the status of my application. And I told him, you know what, Brian, I just keep hearing that it's in the approval process, but I haven't received it yet. So he got me in contact with Mike from Assembly Grayson's office, and then in 2 weeks, I received my license.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, so I mean, it definitely pays to be in the chamber and get to know these people that you would normally wouldn't meet.
Right. And it was nice of Brian too to check on in on you and
Yeah,
then
he
to
was
kind of spurred
amazing.
that.
Yeah, he was amazing. He would always, every time he saw me, he would check on me. Hey, Joanna, how's that application that you receive your license? I'd be, no, Brian, no, Brian. So I think he got
Not
tired of
yet.
me telling him no, no, no.
He's like, darn it, we're opening this. Let's get
I
it going.
know. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So, for those of you who don't know, Brian Nunnally is in the Economic Development Department with the City of Concord. You'll see him at a ton of our meetings. He's great. If you guys need any resources for business in Concord, if you're a new business or a business wanting to come to Concord, he's definitely the contact for you. And like Johana's saying, he went ahead and kind of expedited some of that connection, which helped her be able to open in a timely manner afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
So you mentioned you also have two kids, Mia and Luis.
Yes.
Are they home with you today? Say hello to them.
Mia is. Luis
Oh,
went to my sister's.
oh. Tell her hello.
I will. They
Um,
miss you.
what's it like opening a business with two kids?
You know what? I had to treat it like I was still working an 8 to 5, even though I wasn't getting paid, because I have to dedicate that time in order to launch it. If I wouldn't have spent that time, then I wouldn't have been able to do it. And, they were excited that I was doing this. They were happy too. It's been tough on them too, because it's, sometimes I'm working late. They're
Right.
flexible with me, but they also see the benefits of me being able to do my own business.
Well, it's also good for them to learn too. Like, this is what you can do when you're ready to go into business. If you want to open your own business, this is my experience. You guys came along for the ride with me.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's
I have them
good.
do little things for me too, like help me to packets and put labels, and so they're
Well,
involved.
that's the best thing about kids. My mom put me to work too when she was working and I was in school, just those little projects. But I mean, it teaches you also what you can be doing as an adult once
Yeah,
they get there.
definitely.
What's it like having two kids during a shelter in place with your own
Oh my
business?
gosh. God bless teachers, man. It is tough. It is tough to teach kids at home. Like Mia was pretty independent. I didn't have to do much. Just when she would get stuck or need a little bit of help. But for Louise, who was in fourth grade, they're used to having a teacher with them all day, and we went to Zoom for 1 hour with the teacher every day. And, I had to like step back and, think that, that's what they're used to. And now that they don't have that, they now need the parents to step up, right? So we
Right.
worked out a schedule where I would allow him the morning to do what he could, without me. And then after lunch, we would sit together and go over the work that he needed help with. So then I took the morning to work, and then in the evening to also continue to work.
That's a good schedule. It seems
Yeah,
like every parent has their own schedule of what works for their work schedule too, but it's good that you were able to figure it out and stick with it. Helps the kids too with
yeah,
some structure of what's still going on. I know that's been hard for
definitely. Yeah,
people.
no, the first week when the schools weren't prepared to go to this distance learning, the first week it was hard because there was no structure. So once
Right.
we got a little bit of structure in, it definitely helped the kids go through and deal with the shelter in place.
Have they been enjoying their summer off?
Yes, they no more
Good.
Zoom classes or all the homework, because I think there was more work. I mean, at least it seemed to me that they had
I,
more work while being with the
yeah.
distance learning.
You're not the first parent to actually say that to us. We've heard that a lot, that it seems like the kids are packed more
Yeah.
doing projects later and having more
Hmm.
workload, which is interesting, but I agree. And especially too, like even when I was in high school and tutoring younger kids, they even between those few years had taught you to do things differently than when I
Yeah.
learned it. So it's
Yes.
hard, I feel,
Yes.
as a parent that, now you're thrown into this basically teaching your kids
Yeah.
and you're having to learn to teach them the way they're learning everything.
Exactly. Yeah. There's so many different, like math is not just,
It's not
one
math
plus
anymore.
one. It's like all these loops to get to two.
Well, to all the teachers out you there, thank you for what
Yes,
you do. We
definitely,
appreciate it.
definitely. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you.
Please take the kids back.
Please.
No, I'm sharing you're doing a great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um, so it's been about a year since, close to a year since your business has been officially opened. What advice would you give someone who would like to open their own business?
I think definitely go into a business that you're passionate, about. And secondly, that you have the knowledge to do this business, because for me, it was easier that I knew all these things about home care, unlike other people that, I helped when they needed some assistance opening their own business, that had no idea that, they might be in the medical field or they might have been a social worker. So they have an idea of what home care is, but they had never actually done it. So definitely having the knowledge about the business plus. And of course, you need that passion to drive you.
Well, you definitely have the passion. I think also, seeing
Thank
you
you.
in it and for so long being in it, to still want to go into business in that field definitely says that you have the passion for it and the strength to go into it too.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Cool. So, what services does 24/7 Nightingale Home Care offer?
So we do your personal care. So it's bathing, dressing, meal prep, light housekeeping, laundry, transportation. We do a medication reminder. We'll take clients to their appointments, running any errands for them. We'll take them on walks, remind them to do their exercises. And this is targeted to senior, disabled children and adults.
Okay.
And we do anything from 1 hour to round the clock care. But we also do what's called respite, which is through the regional center of the East Bay, which is for kids with like autism or adults with autism, developmental disabilities. And we give this respite to the parents. So my steps in to allow the parents to maybe go shopping, maybe,
Right.
go to an appointment, or maybe for them just to be able to breathe. So that's respite. And we do the transportation where we'll just go in and take somebody to an appointment. And it's a door-to-door service. So we pick them up, take them into doctor's office, we'll wait with them, and take them back home. We do after surgery care. So if anybody has any procedures and needs a little bit of help around the house and, while they recover, those are some of the services we provide.
That's a lot.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean,
And
we try to help the seniors or the adults stay in their homes and age in place.
how do you choose in your business what of those services you offer? Or is it kind of standard for home care?
Yeah, those are like so the first things I told you are like standard things for home care, but like it depends on the senior, no senior is the same, no senior needs the
Right.
same care. Sometimes they're just companions, somebody's just lonely, or the first thing that usually seniors lose is the ability to drive. They get their driver's license taken away. So maybe they can still bathe themselves and do the majority of the tasks for themselves, but they can't drive. So we'll step in and take them to their appointments
Hmm.
or sometimes just be a companion.
Yeah. And what sets your company apart from other home care companies?
Well, definitely that we are nurse owned and operated, that we provide the client with the flexibility of the services that they need. So we don't tell them, you have to have 20 hours a week. It's whatever they need that we'll provide. And I think secondly would be the respite that we are vendored with the regional center. It's at a
Okay.
lower funding rate, but it's something that we give back to the community and help these parents or families that need the respite.
Now, say someone has a family member that needs some sort of home care and maybe not know what to look for, what are the top three things you would recommend a family to look for when choosing a business or a company that does the home care?
First, that the agency or the company it's a home care organization, so they're licensed to the state. That they also have insurance and that they provide workers' comp to their employees. Because if the
Mm.
employee were to get hurt in the home, you don't want to be liable for it.
Well, that's a good point. I guess I never
Hmm.
thought about that.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, we've heard some horrible stories about seniors taking advantage by, employees getting hurt or
right.
doing a claim that they got hurt, and then they lose a lot.
So those are some good tips for anyone out there who you might be looking for a family member, or if you know someone that's looking for a family member, to keep those things in mind. Um, and Johana's information is available on her website, on her Instagram, on her social. If you guys have more questions for her about that or what services would be best for your family, definitely reach out. She's she's great to work with. So you guys
Thank
will definitely be in good hands.
you. No, I'm happy to help too if they have any questions and I can't help them myself. I'm happy to give them another name or referral to another company. So anybody that needs help, just give me a call.
Speaking of referring people to you, how do you get new clients?
My biggest referral is my competition.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
you don't hear that a lot.
You don't hear that a lot, but that is my biggest referral is my competition. And of course, the word of mouth, networking events that we've attended and people know me, and the regional center.
So what do you mean your best referrals are from your competition?
My competition will give me cases. They've helped my business grow.
Is that just because maybe they don't have a service that maybe you offer, or
Yeah, it could be that they don't provide the flexibility of the small amount of hours, which we do, or sometimes they need somebody right away. For example, Tony's company called me maybe two weeks ago, that they had a referral, but they needed service like right now, so
Mhm.
they gave me a call. So it's things like that, and it's been great.
So it's funny, you collaborate and compete, but collaborate and compete.
Yeah.
It's like a give and take.
Yeah, no, it's been great. I'm very grateful for these companies that believe in me and give my name to
Yeah.
these referrals.
But
So
I mean, it's also great to keep in contact with the other similar companies in the area too, just because, I mean, collaboration is always a good part. We collaborate with other chambers all the time. It's never a
definitely,
competition thing, but, how can we coexist with each other?
yeah, no, I mean, there's enough business to go around, and the need keeps growing. So they are happy to help me out. They know that I'm a small business and that I'm brand new, and definitely when this large corporation, gives them my name, they go with it. They'll call me and they feel that they can trust me because this other company told them to call me.
Right.
So, it's
That's
been a
great.
blessing. Yeah.
Kind of interesting to hear that.
Yeah, that's why I laughed.
um, what is the most challenging thing about your business?
Caregivers, finding quality caregivers.
And so you're actually currently hiring
Yes,
and
always,
you're always hiring.
always,
Um,
yes.
what I'm going to ask two questions. What technical qualifications do you look for, but also what type of soft skills do you look for? Because I mean, you have to have such an empathetic feel
Yeah.
to someone in the line of work that you do.
Well, for soft skills, I would definitely say compassion, patience, and excellent communication. And then for the technical part, we're looking for somebody that has experience in this type of work, that they have a driver's license, that they can be fingerprinted through the state,
Mm,
TB test, tuberculosis test, CPR, and first aid.
okay.
Yeah.
I think just knowing from my experience, sometimes with my grandma, patience is definitely
Yeah.
a huge
Oh, yeah.
piece of that.
I don't think you can go into this deal without being patient because, yeah, you just can't.
Some of the things that comes out of my grandma's mouth, I love her dearly. She's, my only grandparent that's alive right now, but some of the things that comes out of her mouth, I'm like, Grandma,
I love to meet her.
you'd probably love her. She'd love
I
you too.
probably will, yeah.
Kevin had also asked this question before, and Kevin, I was waiting to get to this. Do you get close with the families in home care, and what is the most rewarding piece of working with those families?
Definitely, you do get close. You grow a bond. They know, like, people that have my cell phone number, would call me and say, "Hey, Joanna, this is the problem that's going on. How can you help us?" It's a lot of times not just for the home care piece, but maybe, now they've progressed into needing hospice.
Mm,
So they'll call me and say, "Hey, Joanna, who have you worked in the past? What hospice agency should we request for?" And I'll tell them, I'll give them my honest opinion of who I've worked with and who's been great and who hasn't been so great.
there's a lot of trust in that too.
Definitely, definitely. And there was
I,
another part to that question that now I forgot.
um, Most rewarding. You get close with
Yeah,
the families.
yes, definitely.
I mean, at some point, it's almost like you're an extended part of their family. You're
Yeah,
so close with that family member that you can't not.
yeah, definitely. No, it's a very rewarding job. That it's the biggest thing.
Well, you're helping people, and people
Yeah,
love to help people.
yes.
What is the most important lesson you've learned taking care of a client?
That no client is the same. You can't
Oh,
go in there trying to, do a plan that they're gonna stick to also. You have to be flexible. It's constantly changing.
I mean, that's true, I think, in any business too.
Hmm.
So it's definitely applicable. I mean, we're having to change right now too. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
the
yeah, we
times are
all have it
different,
this time. Yeah,
right?
definitely.
So, how has COVID and the shelter in place affected your business?
Okay, so March, April, May, we lost about 50% of our clients.
Oh,
So it
wow.
really hurt us. But June, July, like seniors are now allowing caregivers to come in. So we've tripled our clientele from what we had. So yeah, the beginning was horrible, but now, the need is greater. More
Do you
seniors
think,
wanna just stay home. They don't want to go into facilities. A lot of times they're
mm,
having surgery. Um, Seniors would go into skilled nursing facilities, and now they're coming straight home, skipping the skilled nursing facilities. They're trying to stay away from facilities.
oh, interesting. I mean, that
Yeah,
it makes sense. So, do you think
yeah,
looking through the rest of the year it'll be good?
I think so. Unless something changes, we don't really
Right.
don't know what we're dealing with
It's
COVID.
hard. It's hard to
Hmm.
know.
Yeah.
Well, plus you got two kids at home that you're trying to now deal with too.
Yes, yes, yes.
Um, so even before starting your business, you were a chamber member, and that's how we got to know you.
Hmm.
And now it's fun for us to see you grow in that sense, and you started your own business, and you're thriving even in the midst of COVID, and your sales were down, but now you're back up. Um, so it's been fun to see you progress through all of that. But being a chamber member, and you've been an ambassador, I'm still calling you an ambassador. I'm
I
adding you back onto the website. Oh. Of course. Johanna's been one of our biggest cheerleaders over the past few years, so you're not getting away with it. Um,
think.
what do you feel the chamber has done for your business?
Well, it's helped me tremendously. Like even from the experience I had getting my license with Brian Unley, just from that beginning, um, wouldn't have been able to do it without him. I would probably still be sitting here waiting for my license. But it also taught me some skills. William will probably remember the first mixer I attended with Mariah, and we were like scared. We didn't know what to do. I didn't want to do marketing. Marketing is my least favorite part of the job, but it had to get done. So we walked into, I want to say it was Cheers for Affairs,
Yep.
and we were scared. There was this room full of people that we had no idea who they were. We could smell good food. Uh,
Food's
and
always a key
oh
player.
yeah, definitely, definitely. And we see William. So William's coming towards us, and he starts, introducing us to different people, to Diane, to Tamara, to Earl, to just different chamber members, and they were all so welcoming. They invited us every time. Then we would attend to another event. We saw a friendly face. They would check in on us. We've met great people. We've met, we've met William. We've met Sharon, who's been very nice to us also. Tamara, Diane. With Diane, I look for things to reward my staff, make them feel appreciated. So why not, buy some Mary Kay for my staff, let them know that they're appreciated. And here's this beautiful package that Diane has done for me to give to my staff. So it's been instrumental for my business from the beginning and giving me that skill that I didn't have to open my own business.
And we had seen you grown so much. We actually gave you Young Professional of the Year a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did get that award.
So it's been, like I said, it's been fun to see you guys grow. And then when I came back on board, you and Mariah, man, you guys sought me out.
Oh yeah.
It's funny. William was actually just talking about that today. I think that's probably one of the best things for us to see too, is seeing our businesses grow and, develop you guys professionally and personally. And it's been a journey.
Yeah, no, and I feel like my business has been a community effort. I can't just take the credit for it. That you guys have all helped me from the beginning till now, and
Well,
will
we want to see
continue to help me.
absolutely. We always want to see our businesses grow and be as successful as possible. Any way we can help, we are always here for you guys.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it.
So speaking of community, what things do you do to give back?
So
You're very involved.
yeah, right now as a company, we are providing free grocery deliveries to the seniors or disabled adults. So no charge to them for our time. Of course, they have to pay for the bill. So that's what we're giving back to the community. And then personally, I'm a Balance of Matter coach for the Meals on Wheels. So that's a fall prevention program where we teach seniors exercises to help them with their walking, to prevent falls. We give them lists of things to look for in their own homes, like, if there's loose rugs that they can trip, if maybe, they should have a bar installed in their shower. Just little tips to help the seniors prevent a fall. And I'm also a volunteer for Mobility. Is that Mobility Matters?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, yeah, Mobility Matters. So, and they do take seniors to appointments and also do shopping for them.
Oh, that's nice that, on top of everything else you do, you're doing that too.
Yeah, I've been doing a little bit less now because I've been so busy, but March, April, and May, I was doing a little bit more. And then with the coaching classes, that's been put on a hold because of COVID.
Right.
But I
And
did enjoy doing that.
if you guys remember a couple weeks ago, we had Caitlin Sly on, and she is the executive director for Meals on Wheels. So it's also fun to see all of
Yeah,
our organizations and businesses working together as well.
definitely.
So I'm going to bring it back to the chamber for a second. Last year, we held a Young Professionals Leadership Program, and you participated in that. What did you take away from the program?
That program came in at the perfect time. It's when I was making the decision whether to go forth with starting my own business or to continue to be an employee. And it was an amazing class. Bob is an amazing teacher. It helped me to discover more about myself. I had to put some notes down because I wasn't going to remember everything. So it helped me identify me as a person. I discovered that I'm a conductor and that my strengths are independence, determination, confidence, and probability. And that my weaknesses are selling, delegator, and disruptor. So it was just the perfect class. It's just what I needed. It helped me also coming in to, think of things like my board of directors. Like I hadn't thought about that. Like, who's my role model? Who's going to coach me? Who's going to hold me accountable? It was the perfect time in the class that I needed to help me start my own business. And I met Brian there and he heard my pitch about my business.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He was on the final panel.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just perfect.
So just to give you guys some background too, it was a small cohort of us, but we wanted it on the smaller side so we could all really get to know each other and really rely on each other. So Johana, like she said, it came at the right time because she was able to use everyone as like a sounding board. Like, this is what I think I want to do. And then everyone was able to give feedback and input. And like she said, everyone has the same talents. It's just ordered differently for each person. So like something that might be high on my list might be low on her list. So we would be good partners because we kind of complement each other on those things. So we can help each other out and really create those power partners.
Yeah.
And then what she was saying about the board of directors was, it's not necessarily the board of directors for your organization, but for you as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Think of a coach, think of a personal contact, think of very specific things, and then talk to those people. And they're the ones that you can go to bounce ideas off of each other, on top of them, the cohort that we were in. So, she did a great job. Her presentation was so thought out, and now seeing her business come to fruition and be in business for over a year now and doing what she's doing, it was cool to see the progress of that too.
Yeah, no, I mean, I couldn't ask for better timing for that class. You guys even, criticized my logo. Was my logo good enough or not? And I
Hey, we
guess
try
it
to help
was.
you out. We try to help each other out as much as possible.
Yeah, no, it was great. I mean, you guys really helped me.
So, for your experience, what's it like being a young professional in the Bay Area?
I think we're lucky to be in the Bay Area as a young professional. We have so many opportunities to meet like-minded people. In the platform, like the Chamber gives us an excellent platform to network with young professionals. To the women's networking, the Friday coffees, the mixers, the mega mixers, which I had never heard of or seen, and oh my gosh, those are crazy but
They're
fun.
intense.
So yeah, no, being in the Bay Area, the young professional is great. But you have to, of course, know the right people.
And, you guys hear it every week when I say it. I consider our chamber like a family. So anytime
Definitely.
you guys need anything, you can come to us. We like to have fun, but we get business done as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, we would harass you guys all the time. I mean, now that you guys have this shelter in place and we can't go in, it's hard.
We can't have our like once a month visit from you guys.
Yeah, that's right. That's
It's okay.
right.
We'll just set up a once a month Zoom call.
Yeah, there we go. No, and I mean, and right now, even with the shelter in place, you guys are still giving us opportunities like today, to talk about our businesses. The mixers are still going on via Zoom. Women's networking still going on. So we're still able to network.
Oh, well, thank you. We
Yeah.
appreciate that. It's nice to hear that, the businesses are actually being able to use what we're providing them and still doing business and networking and getting to know each other.
Yeah, and your social media is great, always plugging us in. So thank
Thank you.
you. Yeah.
All right, guys, if you have any more questions, I have one more question for her. But if you guys have any questions for Johana, put them in the comments below and we'll make sure that we ask it. But I want to wrap it up on a happy note. If you don't mind telling us your most heartwarming and memorable experience taking care of a client.
Well, in home care, there's many, but I'll tell you my most recent one, and it's actually with the free grocery delivery. Um, I was contacted by the regional center to see if we can do shopping for this sister of this consumer that I think he has Down syndrome, and they're at high risk because they're above 60, and they have no family nearby. She doesn't drive, so they wanted to know if we could do shopping. Now she lives in Pleasanton, so it's kind of far, but I go and see a client out there already. So I was like, okay, well, if they're flexible with when I can deliver the groceries, and we can work it out. Well, I'll do my
Mhm.
best to deliver their groceries. And I've been delivering groceries to them every single week since the shelter in place came in. And
Wow.
the face, their expressions when they see me coming in with these groceries is priceless. They're so grateful. They're always trying to give me a cold Coke. Well, here's a cold Coke for you because it's hot. It's been so hot
Yeah.
out in Pleasanton. So that's, they just try to give back anything that they can, and they're just so grateful that I can bring their groceries. And it's I can't put it into words. It's
Yeah.
it's amazing. It's that feeling that warms your heart.
And you'll
So
never forget that face.
no, yeah, I never will. I never will.
That's so sweet. That's a good feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you get reminded of why you do what you do all the time.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. No, it's like I told you, it's a rewarding job, and
So
that's why I love doing it.
for the grocery delivery through 24/7,
Hmm.
can you volunteer to be a part of that, or do you have to be one of your employees?
No, because we are paying for the groceries up front, so
Okay.
we pay for up front, and then we bill the client. And a
Okay.
lot of people don't like to, put up their money
Right.
for these type of things. So
Still a great service that you guys are providing the community.
thank you. I mean, when the shelter in place came in, I wanted to do something to give back to the community. So what could we do? And this is what we came up with.
It's been a huge help.
Yeah, no, we've
Definitely.
had a lot of people take advantage of it.
Good.
Even like nurses from Kaiser have found out about it, so they'll call me, uh, trying to give me the number for who to contact to help them with their groceries. So it's been
Gosh,
great.
those connections has just been priceless for you.
Yeah, yeah,
Knowing
right
people
now.
even at Kaiser and John Muir, and
Yes.
that's a huge
Yeah.
help.
No, definitely. Yeah. And they want us to also take COVID positive clients, but right now with the liability and the PPE, we just can't
Yeah,
do that. We just can't do that. But hopefully they'll think of me when this is over.
absolutely. Well, you're building that trust and the rapport now. So, I think that's definitely going to help you later on saying, wow, she was willing to help us, through this.
Yeah.
I'm going to definitely give her some business.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you've got some great comments. Johanna's a true gem of a human being.
Aw.
Ta agrees. Kevin said, keep it up, so cool, especially during COVID. I'm sure you touched tons of people. And Ta said, definitely. And Tony says, great job.
Thank you.
So, we appreciate everything that you do. You're a great chamber supporter. You're a great person just to know in general. So, we thank you for everything that you do for our community.
Oh no, thank you guys. I mean, like I told you, this company is a community effort, so I'm grateful.
Well, keep it up. If you need anything, we're here for you.
Oh yeah.
And you guys too on the chat, if you guys have any questions. Oh, Kevin said, where can we contact you?
I'll give you my website. It's www.24-7nightingale.com. And all my contact information's on my Instagram account too. Our
So
phone
definitely go
number,
follow her.
yes, follow.
Follow. And then all
Yeah,
of the
Kevin,
contact information will be
I
there.
don't know if Kevin follows me, so Kevin, I think you need
Ooh,
to follow us.
Kevin, get with the program.
I'll send you
Oh,
an invite.
Mariah put the website into the chat as well so everyone can see it.
Perfect.
All right, everyone. Without further ado, we are going to say thank you again to Johana. We appreciate you taking the time to talk about your business with us.
Oh no, thanks for the invite.
So next week we're going to be at a special time, 5:30. We are going to have Sean Eink on. He's the owner of 1212 Home Improvement, but also he's recently started a nonprofit called Leg, where he's teaching life skills to high school students, like how to change a P-trap and how to change your oil. And he's partnered with other chamber members too. So tune in next week at 5:30 on Instagram Live to learn more about that organization and what he's been doing. All right, Johana, we will
All
talk to you
right.
soon, and we'll
All
see
right.
everyone
Take
next
care.
week.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.